Hey guys, welcome back to another How-To Minecraft episode. Today we're going to be covering the automatic shulker box unloading system. I know that there's probably a bunch of tutorials out there already, but this is something that I've devised myself and am quite proud of and thought I'd show off and maybe somebody could take something away from it. To start, you can see that we have 4 shulker boxes here that are colored. Each box contains 16 items. And the beautiful thing about this system, open up the trapdoor, quickly drop these, and it automatically dispenses the shulker box into the chamber here, which then allows it to be unloaded. And once the box itself is unloaded, it'll unleash a 2-tick pulse, which breaks the shulker box and drops them in here. As you can see, this is from previous testing. You don't necessarily have to have this go into a chest here. You can, of course, take the captured shulker boxes and move on to a different location for storage. And if we come down here, and see that we have 32 of each item, which would correspond with the amount of shulker boxes we have stored up here. Now, I know this is not something that you'll be doing basically at the very beginning of the game. This is once you've managed to get around into the nether and get some resources built up and such. And, of course, you've got yourself a base with an automatic item sorter. So, yeah, let's take a look at how this thing works from the backside. Basically, well, maybe if I remember I could fly. Basically, when you put in an item or the shulker boxes into this chest up here, it feeds off into the dropper here, which of course the comparator detects and sends the pulsing into the dispenser over there. Once there is an item like the shulker box over here, it is detected by this comparator, which powers up this 1-tick pulse, which is actually powered up to 3 ticks. And it also nullifies this redstone torch here, which lets this one come back on, which locks this repeater so it can't flash anymore, hence why you don't hear a constant clicking noise while it's trying to put in more than one shulker box into the chamber. Once this this comparator here sees that there's no more items in the shulker box, it unleashes this pulsar here, which powers the piston right there, which breaks the shulker box and allows it to get shoved off into this box here. And on top of that, there is this little line here coming off of this torch, which locks the hopper on the side there, allowing the shulker box to actually make it over to this block here. Now, the fancy thing about this block is it's currently hiding a hopper minecart, which you use a piston to push over top of it, and I'll show you that when we go to reconstruct this thing here. But yeah, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Go ahead and grab these. As you can see, it's now receiving items through this, which has the pulsar going there. Get it from up here, see if you can get a slightly better look. Should be number 3 completed. Emptying number 4. And should be completed with that. And that's the system in a nutshell. Alright, first things first, we need to set up where we're going to be putting this up at. And the best way to do that is to start with our hoppers. So let's just go ahead and drop those in. This will be our first one that points off towards where you want your shulker boxes to be deployed to for storage. And this right here will be set up for where your shulker boxes drain off to. So and drop those there. Alright, so beyond that, let's go ahead and get rid of those and grab some blocks here. We know we need, oops. Let's drop a sticky piston there, and that'll be the unit that breaks everything. We need a comparator to come off of here. Some redstone dust. From here we need some redstone repeaters. Alright, so we throw down some redstone in this direction, throw down a repeater. I'm going to power this block, which will shut this down for temporary purposes. And this locks the hopper to keep it from stealing your shulker boxes and throwing it into your item storage. You need to throw down with a couple of repeaters. Put a repeater here. This is what gets locked before it sends the pulse. And need a piece of redstone. We need to bring this out and down and up into the back side of the piston, which will activate the piston for just a few seconds and then retract it so your shulker box will break and make its way into the future dump there for shulker boxes, for the empty ones. Alright, so off of this torch here, you need to drop a block like so. Drop that for power and into a repeater. And from here we need to throw down a redstone torch. And we need to set up the location of your dispenser. So we'll do that right here. And from there, we're going to be pulling power through a block. So we need to do like that. Do a comparator, a repeater. You need to drop a repeater off of this redstone torch. That way it gets locked for the when the items are being flown through there. And we need to drop blocks going along this and against that. And we essentially just drop redstone line across that and a repeater into that block there. Now we need some hoppers and a chest. And we'll put that like so. Actually, I think that's too many, but there we go. Now we have a system that detects item flow because the shulker box has been placed there. Powers up a pusher for the piston, disables the lock for the hopper, and also allows this to invert this torch, locking this to keep it from ticking constantly. So, the next part that we have here, let's go ahead and throw down with some wall there. We need to break that for a moment. And we need to grab ourselves a normal piston. And we need to grab a hopper minecart and a standard rail. And what we're going to do here is going to set this on top of the hopper, place the hopper minecart. Now if we get down here, you can see where the rail's at. There's a very thin hitbox which we need to hit. Break that, and that drops down into the hopper. So we'll go ahead and get rid of these items since we have no need for them anymore. Actually, we needed the piston. Oops, get the right one here. Drop the piston, and we're just going to use the polished granite to continue on with this little build here. And let's go ahead and grab ourselves a lever. Throw this here. We'll go ahead and put the granite there, and we'll put the block here to help with the powering. And now your hopper minecart is hidden. Go ahead and get rid of those items and drop that there. Alright, so it appears that this thing should be ready to function, and we have replicas of the shulker boxes we used last time. Let's take a quick look and see how she functions. So far, so good. We have 2 shulker boxes here. And that's the setup complete. You can, of course, decorate this in any way you want to hide the blocks and such and all the redstone, because, let's face it, who wants to see redstone on their pretty builds? And one way to hide some of this up here, oops, throw down along this and grab yourself a trapdoor. And throw it like that. That way it sort of keeps that hidden. Of course, you can block things off up in here and oops, maybe. And there you go. Just for completion's sake. And that is an automated shulker box unloading system. Seem easy enough? If you have any questions, just feel free to throw it down there in the comments, and I'll do my best to help explain something in better detail. And yeah, if you have any other improvements you think I could make to this, or any other potential ideas or features this might be able to handle, which I'm not sure there is any need for since it's unloading shulker boxes and breaking them just fine. But yeah, throw it down there in the comments section. If you liked what you saw, I'd appreciate a like on the video. And until the next how-to video, catch you later.